From acclaimed director Russell Mulcahy comes the extraordinary true life story of the heroic spirit that shaped a man for greatness.
And action!
On your blocks. Take your mark.
I'm playing Tony Fingleton, and then he wasn't good at football and he wasn't good at cricket. And he makes his own back by sort of finding swimming, and that's where he finds his solace.
I play Harold Fingleton, who's, based on Tony's actual father.
Come on, boy! Come on!
The story is kind of about the two brothers competing for their father's attention.
We've done it! We've done it! You little beast!
John and Tony kind of, beginning of the film, are incredibly close. The father's a very pro-sports guy. He loves, that's how he relates to his kids, is through sports.
Good. 3 seconds off yesterday.
The chemistry between them is really, really interesting. And when you see how the competition kind of drove them apart, it's heartbreaking.
Hey, baby. Didn't bet you. Bet him.
One aspect of the character type is a certain hidden anger.
I don't think you've got the guts to work hard enough.
And really pushes for them to, to do well in that field.
I want them to come to your school, but I can't afford to send them here.
A study of a degree of poverty and what that does to a family.
You want to win the inter-school swimming championships this year.
We became part of this family of swimmers.
Take my boys.
Father Dylan is here in confession. It's probably been a while.
Hot in here, isn't it?
Not for us Protestants.
And on one level, it's a story about a young man who loves to swim and is a very good swimmer. On another level, you've got a story about basically the destruction of a family.
Bunch of no-hopers.
Who do you call an no-hoper?
It's a story about one young man's flight out.
Your son's just won the junior championship.
Here's a young man that grabbed an opportunity and achieved success at the highest level.
It's a true story, Tony Fingleton.
He's having his whole life played out in front of him.
They were shooting a scene where the father says to the two boys, Tony and John, and he says to Tony,
Backstroke's definitely your stroke, and nobody's going to take that away from you.
And I remember that moment so vividly, and I put it in the movie. The spooky part of it was that Russell chose the exact spot where this happened.
It was rather strange to have Tony Fingleton in the chair next to me and watching some of these tough scenes.
What's wrong?
It's been very difficult emotionally. It's been a bit of a roller coaster ride.
I think for Tony, it's sometimes a delicate kind of area because it did happen to him.
Oh, my God.
All these things happened to him.
Faster. Harder.
I've been doing all the swimming. It's a swimming picture.
I was never a particularly gifted swimmer.
So it was like madness. There's 7 races in the film.
We had a week of very intensive swimming training.
A lot of swimming, yeah.
We used every camera trick known to man. We had cameras tied to swimmers. I could be up craning, I could go underwater, or be underwater and then come screaming up out of the water.
So it's pretty intense.
And it's backstroke as well, so there's no, if it was freestyle or something, you could get the body double in, but I've been doing all the swimming.
I'm kind of looking forward to when it's over and I don't have to get into a pool again.
If you're going to write something like this and you commit to it, you can't do it halfway.
Tony made it.
It all starts with the idea, doesn't it? And the quality of what everybody comes together to make is dependent on the quality of that original, that idea.
Tony made it!
I think a lot of kids may have gone through the same thing. I think a lot of people will relate to this story.
Tony made it to the Empire Games.
My opinion is that any film that really succeeds has got to start with a great blueprint and a great story. And there's a great story there, and Tony Fingleton got it on the page. To have two individuals like Jeffrey Rush and Judy Davis a part of it, any project is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We have them both in this movie.
I know Jeff. He has a strong theatre background in Sydney, which is similar to mine.
And Jeffrey really, for a young actor, is just the perfect role model.
He's tried to walk as much as he can in the shoes of Tony's father, and that he took the walk from where the actual home was to the wharf to feel what it would have been like to be this fellow on his way to work.
There were days, you know, you just leave set on a high because you've just done a scene with Jeffrey, and, you know, he kind of just fills you with that energy and that, you know, that feeling.
Jeffrey is one of those wonderful actors who works with the crew, and then when action's called, the character's there.
Working with Jeffrey Rush, Judy Davis, it's awesome.
Meeting and working with them has just been a brilliant experience. They've been like completely helpful with everything.
Judy is, you know, a brilliant actor.
Judy, with one look, can say so much.
There's one scene in the film where we had two cameras on Jesse and Judy. It's basically their goodbye scene.
Mum, I have to go.
And it starts to rain.
I'll be okay.
One take, and it's amazing.
I am coming back.
It's an extraordinary acting performance, and to watch Jesse get Tony the way he gets him on film.
He's so marvellous in the part. He's got all the equipment, but he's got it here too, and that's more important.
You're my hero. Do you know that?
And same thing with Tim. I just think that he's played off of Tony in a brilliant way.
You know I'd never do anything to hurt you.
I know. Swimming upstream, it's really not about swimming. And I say to everybody, the operative word is upstream. That's the word.
Crusader Entertainment is proud to present Swimming Upstream. Sometimes there's only one way of becoming a champion.
I've worked hard for this. This is my life.